Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 14 of Socially Hawkward. I am Jason, your host, and with me are Coons
Hello.
and
You know
Jeffrey.
what? Second every time. Why am I second every time? I don't understand.
It's funny 'cause
Bullshit.
I looked at you
I
first,
know.
too. And I'm like, nah.
You did that. I'm like, and then you looked at you and I'm like,
Well, because I was going to say Jeff, but that would have got confusing for both of you.
That's true. I think. Would
No,
you
it's
have responded? Would you have said hello?
Well, he was looking at me.
I was
so
looking
yeah.
at him, so
Oh.
he would have said something,
Yeah,
but I think
that's
you
true.
might have, too.
I think I would have hesitated and been like,
I was looking at him, so I definitely would have.
But,
then he completely averted his eyes to you.
Raise your hand if you have a perfect bracket.
perfectly like unbroken or perfectly? Because I have yet to get one right.
Yeah, not
You got Washington. You're good there.
That's the only one I have
Maybe.
that's possibly in the Final Four.
Yeah, this playoff.
You worry about the first round. How about that?
No.
This playoffs is going exactly the way everyone planned it,
Yeah, this wasn't a good first playoff for our podcast.
which
for us
is
to do,
exactly
like-
why the NHL decided to do a second chance bracket.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. Actually, I have a better chance of maybe getting one right.
Should we double down?
I'm good. I
I
won't.
won't-
A chance.
I'm not putting money down, but I'll do another
Oh,
one.
I'll do it. I wanted to put money down, but I'll do another one.
You know what? I will. I'll do it.
Yeah, I know you will. It's only $10. We're not betting
I'll do it.
crazy.
Or just take the $10 from the other one. She's like, we meant this one, guys. We knew this was gonna happen.
Yeah, there you go. You could just whoever won the first round gets all the money, and then everyone starts the second
That is
chance one.
Not what I meant at all.
Yes, it is.
No,
Yeah, I saw it. What do you mean?
I was saying just to be like, ooh, no, we didn't mean that bracket. We meant $10 for this bracket.
I like my idea better.
Your idea sucks.
Thanks. So
So
doing
the second. So how stupid is the second chance?
So dumb.
I don't like it. That's such a cop out.
Yeah. I mean, you fucked up.
No, you didn't. You like?
No, I'm just saying, you
oh,
picked
I thought you were
wrong.
talking about.
You picked wrong. You suck. We
Yeah.
suck. Everyone
like,
sucks.
That's the beauty of brackets. You
Exactly.
don't get
Sorry.
to redo.
You picked Columbus to win. You're a fucking idiot. You're fucking insane. Good for you. You're
Yeah,
insane.
Good joke. It's working.
Yeah. I'm
It's
gonna
not
make
funny
a
anymore.
BS
It's just-
bracket and pick Columbus over Tampa Bay. No one in their right mind did that.
How does a team
In
like
4 games.
Tampa get swept in the playoffs? Like, what happens? Is that like
They didn't face
That's-
adversity.
what?
That's what their
That's what
coach
their
said
coach
after game
said.
2, I think.
No,
Do you
I
think they're
they got
regretting-
eliminated.
You think they regret giving him the extension? 'Cause
No.
he signed one this year, right?
I would regret it.
I don't think they should.
It's
He made no
He's
moves
still
at all.
a good coach. Yeah, because why would? To be fair, if that like,
How
he
do you
made
play
no moves.
Vasilevsky in game 4?
oh, I do.
No way.
Yeah,
No, you got to
He's-
at least try something
He-
different.
He's a Vezina candidate goalie this year. Yeah, you play him.
He's
he's
he'll
probably gonna
finish
win the
third.
Vezina.
No way.
Yeah,
No.
he was one part of the reason why they won so many games.
I think Lehner and Bishop are 1-2
No, I think Vasilevsky's one.
in no specific order, and Vasilevsky's a distant third.
No, Vasilevsky has to get some credit for getting his team to those wins. Wasn't
don't know.
just all the other
Kucherov.
talent.
It's all Kucherov.
No, Vasilevsky. I'm over it.
I don't know. I think they're regretting signing him to that extension
I
big
mean,
time.
It's not like they're gonna say it. I mean, if they
Yeah, they'll
did, they
never
would just
come out and
fire him.
say it. You can't. You just signed him to a new contract.
So
You're
you
not gonna
can
fire him.
You did off the hook.
Wasn't
for
it
that
like
contract
5
so
years?
fast. I don't know. It was like 10 mil, I think, though.
I mean, you're not going to fire a coach that just wins that many games in the season. Who do you blame for getting swept by fucking?
I mean, I feel like everyone takes.
I don't
feel
know.
Like, honestly, the
That's-
players
I don't
take
think they
most of
should fire him. I think giving him that
I never said
extension
they
after the
should.
they should have gave him an extension after the season if they wanted to.
Yeah,
Like they would have dropped his price down a lot if you
I don't think
get
it would've
swept
dropped
in
that
the
much.
playoffs. They would have dropped.
I don't think it would have dropped that much.
It 100% would have dropped.
I'm not saying it wouldn't have. I'm just saying I don't think it would have dropped that much.
Well, dropped enough.
I would say the players have to take most of the blame though.
That's like poor leadership. It's like they got cocky and just expected to make it to the cup, and even though they haven't won it, they haven't done anything in the playoffs.
They were supposed to win a cup like the last 3 years.
That's what I'm saying.
Like.
They just expect to win it.
No,
and then
it's
one of those 3 years they didn't even make the playoffs.
It's just like this year they were winning 3-0 in that first game. I think it wasn't until the third period that Columbus came back and tied it up and ended up winning. I don't know if it went to overtime or not.
In game one?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. They were up 3-0 in the first period.
Yeah, 3-0 in the first period.
They lost 4-3.
Exactly. And then once that happened, they just like
couldn't recover.
Shit, like wow, what's going on?
And
they're just like not again. Like this can't be happening.
Then Kucherov was an idiot in game 2 and got himself suspended, and Hedman got hurt was hurt already.
Yeah, Hedman was playing hurt the entire time.
So that was a big hit to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean they had other defensemen. That
But Columbus looked fucking great in the series though too.
What?
Bobrovsky was standing on his head a lot too.
Yeah. What? And Duchene actually was showing up and everything. What? I even mentioned it before. I didn't think Columbus would do this by any means. And like, if you look at the stats, like Columbus, like the last 10 games before the playoffs started, really good. But if you look at the whole after the trade deadline and not like take away those last 10 games and you look at after the trade deadline, it was actually pretty bad.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm just saying though, like
it does take time for.
I know
because they made a lot of moves at the deadline. It takes time for those players to.
I'm just saying they got hot. Like they had to win those games and they won those games to make it into the playoffs. Tampa Bay was already in, so that's what their coach is mainly saying. Like. Their coach is pretty much saying Columbus had to play like it was playoff hockey 2 weeks before the actual playoffs started, while Tampa Bay hasn't had to play any meaningful games since probably January, honestly.
And that's Cooper saying that.
Yeah, that was what their coach. Which I'm not saying is where all the blame should go or all the reasoning. I definitely think that's some of it.
How many years can they go in as the favorite and not win though?
Oh yeah, no, they should. Like their team is stacked.
How many years are they gonna do this?
It's not even that they lost; it's they got swept.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Swept in the first round by Columbus.
Like Columbus, they have good players. Like that's. They took a gamble on keeping Panarin and Bob, and then they even traded for Duchene, Dzingel, Kincaid. I mean,
who had no say in this?
I think it was Kincaid. Right, they got Kincaid.
I don't know.
Not that
I have
matters.
no idea.
I'm pretty sure.
I don't remember where Kincaid went.
But yeah, I mean, good for them. That was their for that to be their first playoff series win ever in franchise history.
That's a memorable one for sure.
Pretty good feeling.
Good for them.
Did you see Panarin and Kucherov in the handshake line?
Yeah.
Oh, so I was like, Panarin's so happy because they're both Russian.
I liked it because I'm a big fan of Panarin and how carefree he is.
I like Kucherov too.
He definitely looked like a dick.
Yeah. I didn't see it actually.
See it?
No.
Oh God, you should see
they're like I don't know how close they are, but they're. I think that people say they're pretty close friends, or at least friends to some extent. And yeah, he was like, "Oh, dude," like saying like, "Dude," and then Kucherov was just so like, just
mad,
devastated, like, what just happened? And Panarin's just cracking up and trying to like hug him, and it's just like, Panarin, like,
yeah, Panarin's
read the situation,
laughing in his face.
Read the situation.
I mean, it looks really bad for Panarin.
All of Columbus. Like, if you were a part of that team in that game, it's just like, oh my God, we just did this. Just not like just winning, but like, and then like I said, the sweep, like, oh. Good for them. Bob, yeah, like you said, Bob. Everything went well for them. Like they were doing well. I guess Columbus's power play was a huge thing too. Like Tampa Bay's penalty kill was doing terrible, and Columbus was scoring at like.
I got it right here.
I think they were averaging a power play goal or two a game.
Yeah, but did you see the other picture? And the one with Panarin and Bobrovsky.
No, why?
Oh no, you didn't see that one?
No, were they?
Oh, that's funny.
It's them like they posted it right after the game. Like, it must have got hammered that night.
Oh, I did see that.
You did see it? Where Panarin
Now
has,
that you
like,
mentioned
his
hammered.
shirt.
Yeah.
That one?
Yep. I showed Brenda, actually. It was hilarious.
Yeah, they're fucking wasted in that picture.
Yeah. Like, is there any situation you see, whatever this team wins the Stanley Cup, or this team
No.
doesn't, like, they don't
No.
stay, do they?
No. No way.
No chance.
I
What about
think
Duchene?
I think Panarin is gone. They could win 2 Stanley Cups this year, and Panarin's gone.
I mean, that's not.
I'm
Well,
pretty
you're not
sure
counting North.
there's no way Panarin stays. He just doesn't want to be.
I definitely don't think Bob stays.
I think there's a chance Bob stays if they won, and the fans love him again.
It depends too. I mean, if they offer him that, that's because he is 30 we said last week.
31, I believe.
30, 31, whatever. I think he's at the youngest. I think he's 30.
Yeah, he's
So
30, 31.
If they offer him like an 8-year contract, yeah, I betcha he's like, okay.
But I could definitely see Duchene staying.
Does he want to though? Like, if Panarin and Bob leave, let's say Panarin and Bob already signed elsewhere. You think he still wants to stay? There's so many like domino effect situation here.
Like Panarin leaves, so Bob's doesn't want to stay because
I mean, they're
Panarin
friends.
left.
Pretty much every Russian.
So
in this
Bob
league is a
leaves,
friend.
and then Duchene's there. Like, well, I'm not. There's no one that was
Seth
that was
Jones.
2 of the best players on our team. I don't want to stay here.
Jones is there still.
You got Jones and Rowinski and Pierre-Luc Dubois, Kim Atkinson. Like, you still have a solid fucking team.
Yeah, but not. I mean,
But not. You still lost 2.
you lost 2
really
big
good players.
pieces.
Yeah.
Those are difference makers.
Unless you believe Korpisalo can be a starter,
Which they don't even.
which they weren't starting him. They were.
They weren't. Like I
Then
said,
they signed Kincaid. So
That's what I'm saying. I think they got Kincaid. Which they didn't sign, they traded for him. But still, if they traded for another goalie, that made you think not much faith in
Korpisalo.
yeah, thank you, Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then Dzingle's
he's a free agent. Well, I don't know if it's
he's a wild
restricted
card.
or not.
Like, who knows if he wants to, like, you have no way to decipher what he's gonna do.
Yeah, I haven't heard as like he's definitely like
I heard a lot of Hawks talk though about him now because he's from
Illinois.
Chicago.
He's not. I don't think he's from actually. He's from like Wheaton, Illinois, I think, or something.
That's if you ask
If
him,
you're-
he'll say he's from Chicago.
If you're from Illinois, you're from Chicago.
If you're within
pretty much.
an hour and a half of the city, you're from Chicago.
That's how they do it. Anyways, other sweep, Islanders sweep the Penguins. I was more excited about that one, that's for sure.
I'm happy for him.
I'm so glad the Islanders swept them too.
I know, because me and
The
Jason...
Penguins are basically the Hawks when they got swept by Nashville now.
See, if people are making that comparison, I thought the Hawks were like 100%... Like, yeah, they were expected to do a little better, but...
No, the Hawks were
Were the
first, and Nashville was
expectations?
the wild card.
Was that how it was?
Yeah.
I must be forgetting that year, because
Yep,
that
the
doesn't
Hawks were
sound
first,
familiar for
Nashville
me.
was wild card that year.
Because that's the year they scored like 2 goals in the entire playoffs or something.
It's something, I think it was 4, actually.
It was something ridiculous.
insane, yeah.
I maybe I don't know. I just don't remember that. I remember the St. Louis Blues series more than that one.
Yeah, Pittsburgh, man.
But
Take a look in the mirror, Pittsburgh.
yeah.
Not looking
Oh,
good.
did you see? I don't know if it was their GM or their owner or who it was, but he said, yeah, like something along the lines of, "This is the best defense this team has ever had while he's been there."
Really?
For Pittsburgh.
I mean,
That
that doesn't mean much because their defense has been garbage since.
And if you look at it
the
right
2
now,
cups,
I
like-
mean, there's worse defense out there. Putting it lightly. That seems like a bold thing to say.
I never liked their defense either way, so
Yeah.
I always every season it seems like the playoffs come up. I'm like, oh, they're not gonna do shit. Their defense is fucking garbage. Yet they win a Stanley Cup. It makes no sense to me. So I'm finally glad to see them without Fleury now. They're struggling.
So
They definitely could have used Fleury this season.
Jason knows the answer to this, but so Robert Lehner, who's a Vezina finalist, His save percentage during the regular season was what, 930,
930
2 or something like that. Do you know what his save percentage was during the first round, Junes?
Is it not 932?
It's not 932, no.
Is it higher or lower?
You tell me.
It's higher.
They swept Pittsburgh.
940.
It was like 952 or
Jesus.
something like that.
What, they scored 3 goals?
I don't know. I actually don't know the stats. I could look at it, I guess.
Yeah, that's too much work. I'm not about that life.
That's just like, I'm not saying New York, did bad or anything, and they all relied on Lehner, but man, you better hope he keeps that up. If he keeps that up, you never know. I don't know if he can keep that up for an entire playoff run, but if he keeps that up, there's hope for them yet. Like, it's possible. There are 4 games. Islanders won 4-3. That was game 1. Game 2, Islanders won 3-1. Game 3, 4-1. Game 4, 3-1. So every game,
3 games, he only gave up 1 goal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then every
6
game,
goals total.
Islanders scored 2 of them 3 goals, the other 2 4 goals. Probably an empty netter or 2, and
Yeah.
But still, I mean, they are scoring. Against Pittsburgh, but they are scoring. I mean, I don't know how Matt Murray did. Obviously, not too
Matt
well.
Murray sucks. They made the terrible choice when they let Fleury go.
You remember when it was the Sharks versus Pittsburgh? It was Jones versus Murray. It was like both of their coming out years.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh my God, these goalies, both of them are going to be so good. Like, wow, they're doing really well.
I didn't think Matt Murray was going to be so good.
I thought Jones was for sure.
I did too.
Jones, I thought he'd be. There's definitely an off year for Jones. I feel.
Every year's an off year for Jones.
No, I feel like he's had more good years than bad.
Are you going to make me look up Martin Jones stats right now?
Do it.
But, I mean, good for the Islanders. I mean, I want Pittsburgh to lose for sure, but I am surprised. I picked the Islanders to win in 7.
Yeah,
Definitely
I picked the Islanders
not-
in 7 too. I
was
did
not
not
expecting
expect a
a sweep.
sweep. Jesus Christ!
Especially one where your goalies
So, who
doing
do you think has
so well.
who do you think has a better chance to go farther, Islanders or Columbus?
Columbus.
What would the matchup be again?
Columbus would face Boston or Toronto. Islanders would face Washington or Carolina.
Washington,
Washington or Carolina.
most likely Washington,
Most likely Washington.
And
without TJ Oshie, who broke
they
his
don't-
clavicle.
Yeah, he's out. For a
I would
little
say
bit.
the Islanders have a better chance to go.
I don't know. It's
But
tough.
I have 0 games right so far, so take that for what it's worth.
That's what he says. Martin Jones stats. Let's see. His first season where he was a full-time starter was with the first season with the Sharks. 37 wins in 65 games. 918 save. 227 goals against. But I think that's the year.
Not terrible.
I think that's the year where it's like, man, yeah, he did well.
Yeah.
Next year, same amount of starts, but 2 less wins. 912 save, so
Not
it dropped
terrible.
a little bit. Okay, you see, yeah, I guess his last 2 years haven't been as
Yeah,
bad, but
see?
240 goals against. See, his goals against are going higher though too. 240 goals against. Then the year after that, 60 games, 30 wins,
See, I feel like save percentage is more of a goalie stat than goals against.
915 save, 255 goals against, and then this year 62 games, 36 wins, 896, 294.
Terrible. It's an off year.
Yeah.
It's just this year. He's.
I don't know. I swear he did not do well the other.
Yeah. No, he's
'Cause
been doing fine.
I drafted him for fantasy hockey the one year, and I think I dropped him. 'cause
He's
he
doing
wasn't
fine.
doing well.
It's not. He hasn't. This could be the case of having 2 crazy offensive defensemen on your team as your 2 best defensemen.
So you're blaming more defense than him having an off year.
It could be. I mean, he's definitely. It's equal. I
I mean,
feel
Carlson didn't play that much for him. Let's be honest. He missed a lot of time.
not that much. He played the whole
You missed like the last month.
He missed the last month,
You know how much.
and he missed the first month.
Let's see how many games do you think he actually played him?
62.
James, how many games?
56.
53.
Damn.
He missed a lot.
That's still more than half, though.
29 games. That's significant.
Did he play more or less than Hedman? Because I know Hedman was out.
Hedman played a lot.
Hedman played a lot of games.
I thought he was out like half the year.
No,
Hedman was
Really?
healthy.
So he missed a little bit, but nothing crazy. I don't think. I don't know. He played 70 games.
Oh,
He got.
It must have been like the first 12 games or something.
You got Burns and Carlson in front of you. That's a little sketchy.
On the same line too? Or-
I don't know if
No,
they're. I think they offset the
switched it.
pairings.
Yeah, I think they did.
I'm surprised they didn't. Did they ever put one of them as a forward? Because I know
No.
Burns
No.
last
Used
year
to play
did.
right wing.
Yeah.
No, it was a few years ago.
But
Was
he
it?
didn't do it that regularly either. It was every once in a while.
I think there was one season where he was a regular right wing.
Really?
Yeah, I think there was a season.
Really quick, I want to bring this up before we already went away from Islanders talk again. So NHL 19 just came out with its final roster update. Like they're done pretty much updating rosters for this game until the next one comes out. I think I remember the exact stats, but they dropped Everly's stats from an 82 overall to an 81 overall. And I don't know if they are Islanders fans. I would
When's the
assume
last time they updated it though?
in March?
Like beginning of March?
I don't know if I'm being honest. I want to say March.
The regular season, he did terrible. He had a
Yeah,
terrible
I know.
regular
Everyone's
season.
freaking out like, oh, do you see what he's doing in the playoffs? How can you do it? Like, it's just weird timing for the update. But it's just
I mean, NHL 19, their EA Sports doesn't give a shit about NHL, so it doesn't.
he had
really say
37
much.
points in 78 games this year, 19 goals, 18 assists. He sucked.
That's not.
Yeah, oh yeah, terrible year, but
He sucked. He's doing well in the
he's
playoffs.
doing great. He's had a goal each game.
Just
I think.
just 4 games though. You want them to increase his overall
No,
based on 4
I just
games.
wouldn't change it.
I mean, if you like 82 to 81, it's not that really big of a deal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I was
Leave it,
thinking.
Exactly,
change it
yeah.
by that one, even bump up to an 83. I
The
don't
fact that this is
care.
their last roster update's pretty crazy, though. Why not wait till at the end of the playoffs?
Mhm. He made he's a restricted or unrestricted free agent at the end of this year. He made $6 million, by the way.
Yeah, he's not getting that next contract.
I don't think he's playing. I guess it depends how they do.
Oh, he'll get a contract, and probably not with that. You think the Islanders will sign him?
Well, that's what I'm saying. It depends what he can. If he continues to do well, he might just somehow.
I'd
bank.
give him $4 million.
I don't know if he
Maybe.
if he keeps this up. If he let's say some Game 7 heroics to get them to the Stanley Cup Final.
Well, yeah, look what that got Bickle.
Exactly. Except that was
Yeah,
Stanley
but
Cup.
look at. You don't think they see what Bickle got and
No, I
what
don't.
happened?
I
And
don't
Well,
think they
Eberle
do.
is actually good.
No.
he was
I always used to think
average
that.
for a while.
Was he?
He never really had that breakout year. No.
He is never
Oh.
great.
He had the potential to. And
His ceiling is basically, or his best year is what Nugent
Do you
Hopkins
know
is
what
now.
his high in points is?
Probably
His
65.
It was his second year. No, 65 is his second highest.
What, 72?
76 in 78 games. So
And that was
almost
his
a point per
second
game.
year in the season.
Second year in the NHL. So second season. in the
Yeah, I
NHL.
said in the season.
Yeah, I know. I had to think about that.
The
Like, wait,
NHL,
let me
yep.
decipher this.
Yep.
What did you just say? That was both of those were with Edmonton. Ever since he went to the Islanders, which I thought he's been with the Islanders for a couple years. It's only this year and last year apparently.
That'd be a couple, bruh.
No, I thought it's been like 4 years. But he got 59 points last year, and like I said, 37 this year. So he's just never, he had that one great year, and then 65, 63 is not terrible, but
He needs a playmaker to pass to him.
well,
And now he doesn't have that at all.
I mean Barzal maybe.
But he's not. I don't think he's online with Barzal
I
at all.
doubt it. I highly doubt it.
He was riding Tavares' coattails.
I just thought it was
for a
funny
little
though that's like early off all the things you're gonna complain about NHL 19. This is what you're gonna choose to complain
when you
about.
first started telling that story, I thought you were gonna go from 82 to like 75.
No,
I'm
that's
like,
what I
okay,
dropped
now
to
you're
one.
now you're talking. But to drop him one, like he could have gained a little bit of weight and make him an 81. A
It's
little
not
slower.
terrible. Yeah, I thought it was funny. What other matchups
Colorado beat Calgary in 5.
Oh,
That's the next matchup that ended.
So really quick, we all picked Tampa to beat Columbus. I know me and you picked him for who the fuck knows what you did over there.
Close my eyes.
I think I picked him in 5.
Oh, I thought you did
I picked
4.
Columbus to win one, I think.
Whatever. And then me and you, Jason, picked the Islanders.
I picked the Islanders, yep. And 7, both of us.
Someone over there picked the Penguins.
Yep.
Penguins in 7 now. We'll give them that.
Still picked the Penguins. Flames, Colorado. Me and Coons actually picked Flames.
Colorado all day.
Colorado.
You were so confident with that pick, too.
I picked in 6 games, though, instead of 5. That was my bad.
So close.
Not confident enough, apparently.
I wasn't confident enough because their top line, which at one point in the year was considered the best line in hockey, they tapered off a little bit somewhere in there.
McKinnon is a beast.
Yeah, he really is. But they tapered off, and I didn't think that this one line would be able to. I don't even know if they are honestly all. Were they all? I would assume they were all playing together.
I think they were all on the line. I don't know. It's hard to tell when you're watching playoff hockey because it's so fast.
Yeah, and that's not something
And
really.
usually when they're scoring, it's on the power play, so they're all out there anyways.
But so I didn't believe in that one line, just being able to do like Calgary's biggest weakness was in net, and
Well, it's that
their
one line,
goalies didn't do that terrible.
and it's
honestly.
Grubauer.
That's what I'm saying. And then there was Grubauer.
They got a starter in Grubauer.
I didn't expect Grubauer to keep doing what he was doing.
He played huge in that
And
series. And Mike Smith was good too, which is crazy. It's more Calgary not playing as good as they should have.
As of April 17th, this website says Rantanen's actually on the second line. Which is weird because Rantanen, I think it was they won in 5?
Yep.
I think it was game 4. Calgary was actually winning with like a couple minutes left in the third, maybe even less. It might have been less than a minute. I don't remember.
I think I watched this game.
But Rantanen had I think it was a crazy tip.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you did. I think I was talking to you and we were playing, but I had it up on my phone.
Yeah, then it went to overtime. And then we got off and I watched the end of the overtime.
Yeah. Because it was overtime and it was like midnight.
Yeah, I got off. I'm like, yeah, I'm done. And I stayed up and watched overtime.
I figure I'm like that bastard. Watching the game. I'm curious when they scored the tying goal really quick.
So that tip-in was to tie it?
Yeah, and it happened with 3 minutes left in the third.
Oh my God.
They were winning. Calgary was winning 2-1, and it was on the power play too.
Then McKinnon scored the game winner, I believe.
No, Rantanen.
Oh,
scored the
Rantanen
game
did?
winner.
Okay,
yes.
next game
That's
then.
what I was.
There was a couple overtime games in that series then. Because I'm pretty sure McKinnon scored an overtime game winner.
Maybe. I don't know. But Rantanen,
Rantanen's going to get paid.
Yeah. Is he a free agent?
I think he's an RFA, I want to say.
Let's see here. Does it say overtime 1, 2? They had 2 overtime games. Game 4 and Game 2. Both of which Colorado won 3-2. But yeah, I'm surprised Calgary shit the bed that bad.
Yeah, right?
Apparently Goudreau had a bad series.
He just wasn't getting any luck. Like there was one, I think it was in the last game actually. He scored and they waved it off for goaltender interference.
Really?
And it was, oh God. I think it was one of those calls where it's like he could have went either way with it. Just like the fucking Boston Toronto one to start. Game 5 it was, not this one that happened today, but the one that happened, or not today. Was there a game today? Yeah. So it was the one that happened before today, Game 5. It was just like, that probably should have been called, or that's probably not, but it wouldn't have surprised me if it went either way, and it didn't go in his way.
Kachuk is going to get paid too, though.
Yeah.
He's like, if the Hawks could steal a player from someone, I think I'd steal Kachuk.
There are so many possibilities out there right now, and it's so disappointing because you're looking like, oh, this could happen, this could. It's like, no.
Oh no one's gonna move.
No,
everyone's gonna just re-sign.
Yeah.
But if the Hawks could somehow steal Matthew Kachuk from Calgary, that'd be. I'd take Kachuk over Rantanen.
What about Panarin?
I'd take Kachuk over Panarin.
Would you take Rantanen over Panarin?
No. No.
Rantanen's like 20, 21. Panarin's 28, 29.
Yeah, he matches up with Kane and Taves.
I'm just checking there. You need to start. Well, about who matches up with DeBrincat and
Kachuk.
So you have to add words. Kachuk and
Panarin.
Panarin.
no, there's no way that could happen.
Or you just get Kachuk and Rantanen in this fantasy scenario.
And then you could sign Mitch Marner.
No, yeah. See, there's another one.
There you go.
Why don't
Like,
you
the
just
RFAs are fucking huge.
That's what I'm saying. If you have your you'd have to wait.
You'd have to offer.
It wouldn't be this year's. It would be next year. So
You'd have to offer a lot of money though.
Yeah.
Have to offer like.
Yeah, because if you
Geez,
did it,
you have to offer like 14 mil, 13 mil.
If you offer them a decent contract, the other team will just be like, okay, we'll match that. So you have to overpay, and that's probably why it doesn't happen as often. But at the same
Marner,
time,
you could offer a little less though, because they can't afford a high decent contract.
but it's the thing that everyone always.
I think Marner's the best out of all of them.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 100%.
Me too.
But the everything that everyone always forgets is, I mean, the player has to sign it. Like, it's not like you
Right.
can be like, offer sheet, you're mine, and he's like, no,
And
I mean,
I don't see Matthew Tkachuk to be the person to sign an offer sheet.
Kachuk, no, Rantanen, I don't.
I could see Rantanen and
Like, personality-wise, I can
Marner
see him doing
doing
it, but I think he likes Colorado. I think he likes it there. I can see Marner doing it just because
I don't think anyone's going to offer Marner.
Toronto's probably pissing him off, but
I think Marner will be another Nylander situation where they go into the season without him.
how pissed are Flames, Toronto fans, that they're paying Nylander as much as they are for him not to do well. Not necessarily his fault. Like, he has talent for sure, but he's just not. He's rough year. They're pissed. They're probably thinking like, "Wow, we should have let you walk and made sure we got Marner for sure."
How stupid are they for signing him to that deal, though?
I mean, I think they overpaid a little bit, but I mean, he is a good player.
Maybe.
I definitely choose Marner over him though.
Hell yeah. He's the one you should have traded.
Yeah.
You should have traded him. You got Tavares, Matthews, and Marner. You could have
Kapanen
afforded,
now,
and Kapanen's doing well. You could have afforded to lose Nylander.
I mean, you don't want to let him walk, but
No,
I know, but sometimes you have to
trade
cut
him
your
for a
losses.
defenseman.
Well, at that point in the year, I don't know could you even do that. That's
if you
what I'm
added to it,
saying. I don't know. But
they needed defense, and they didn't. They got Muzzin, but that's not enough.
That was a good pick. Nashville is down 3-2 to the Stars, right?
Correct.
And they played them.
Well, let's talk about St. Louis.
Oh, St. Louis.
St. Louis beat Winnipeg.
Yeah,
My
that was
bracket sucks
unfortunate.
now.
I mean, Tampa Bay lost, so.
Tampa Bay wasn't my. I only had them making it to the second round. That's it.
That's insane.
Do you think that's more of a crazy upset than the Tampa Bay series?
No.
St. Louis winning in
No.
general?
No.
You were so low on St. Louis. It was like
Yeah, but it was Tampa Bay and it was Columbus.
but we have this inherited hate
And
of
I was
St. Louis forever.
Yeah, and I was going based on one game that happened at the end of the season, so let's not do crazy.
Don't get me wrong. St. Louis isn't going to go that much
No.
farther.
They
Conference
might
final, maybe.
they might beat Dallas. They don't beat Vegas in the conference
Well,
final.
Nashville even.
They might beat Dallas.
I hope it's Dallas.
They
but
don't beat Vegas in the conference final. There's no way.
That's the worst series. Nashville versus Dallas. Like,
I don't hate Dallas.
kill each other.
I don't hate Dallas. Dallas doesn't bother me.
It's the most boring series. It's just I barely paid attention to it. And then can you imagine if Nashville wins and they play St. Louis? Ugh.
I mean, that was just like Nashville versus Pittsburgh, the fucking Stanley Cup Finals. It sucked.
Yeah, I didn't watch it.
Terrible.
I didn't watch it at all.
I remember it was
Two
going
teams
on,
I
and we were
hate.
like,
I hope they
who's
both
winning?
lose and hope everyone dies in this series and no one gets a Stanley Cup.
I remember.
Like,
I don't know how many games Pittsburgh won it in, but it was
I think it was 6.
It was the last game, and we were in the backyard. And we're like, oh, who's winning? And it was like, oh, Nationals winning. It's like, ugh. And then like 5 minutes later, it's like, who's winning? It's like, oh, Pittsburgh winning. It's like, ugh. It was just a lose-lose.
I think at that point I wanted Pittsburgh to win just because I don't want Nashville to win anything.
But I really didn't want Pittsburgh's bat-to-bat.
Yeah.
It was such a tough thing to root. Like, it was lose-lose. But, yeah, St. Louis beat Winnipeg.
That was another boring series. Did you watch any of those games?
No, I did not watch any of those games, actually.
Probably the slowest paced of all the series. Like, it was very slow. There wasn't any, like, animosity between the teams. Like, there were never, like, scrums after the fucking whistle or anything like that. Like, it was just very... It seemed like regular season hockey. It didn't seem like playoff hockey at all.
I don't even think I tuned in for, like, a minute of that series.
It was boring.
I watched a good amount of
I would
Boston,
flip
Toronto.
to it because I wanted to see Winnipeg win, and then I'd flip off of it because it was so boring. The other game was way more interesting.
I think Boston and Toronto's the one I watched most of so far. And then Vegas. Yeah.
I don't know. I watched pretty much all of them except for Nashville.
I don't know. I don't really have much to say
I
about
didn't
them.
watch much of the Islanders series because it was always on at the same time as the Toronto-Columbus series.
I tuned in. What? Toronto-Columbus?
Or Tampa Bay-Columbus. I'm doing it again.
Is it the colors?
Yeah. The T and the colors. That's what it gets me.
I don't feel like that makes any sense. But, I forgot what I was saying now. I don't know.
Well, you got Vegas up 3-2.
And they are tied 1-1 last I saw. Yeah, 1-1 end of the second.
I want to refresh that shit. Oh, it's the end of the second? Yeah, so it's probably 1-1.
Yeah. Go Vegas. They're my next, like if I actually filled out a second bracket or whatever.
Of teams that I actually care about, I want Vegas to win. I want Vegas to win the Cup.
I'd be okay with San Jose winning, but I just don't think they can. Not with Jones playing like he sucks.
Of all the teams left, I want Vegas to win the Cup.
Because there's Colorado.
Colorado would probably be my number 2.
San Jose, Vegas, technically Nashville, Dallas, St. Louis. Don't want any of them. Columbus, Boston, Toronto.
The Islanders.
Washington.
I would say
Carolina.
I would go Vegas and probably Washington, honestly.
Really? You want Washington to go back-to-back?
Yeah, probably why not? Just to be like, Pittsburgh, we can do it too.
Yeah, Washington would
just
be
to rub
up
it
there.
in Pittsburgh's face.
Washington would definitely be up there for me, but I still think I'd have like Columbus and the Islanders ahead of them, just because.
I agree.
I have nothing against the Islanders. I just no.
I don't see it happening at all.
Unless if Lehner keeps up his 950.
Even if Lehner keeps up his 950, they're not scoring 3 goals a game.
Who's stopping them? What goalie's
Washington.
stopping them? The Holtby stopping
Yeah.
them? Has he been doing well?
I have no idea, but I
don't think he has been.
You could say Washington or Boston or Bob
Boston,
if Bob stays hot.
Yeah, I did see that one. That'd be a fun one, honestly.
Or if they make it all the way to the
Islanders
fucking
versus
Stanley Cup
Columbus.
Final, Fleury.
Yeah, I agree. I'm just
Fleury will outduel Lehner.
I mean, 950 is a lot.
Fleury was doing that last season, though. In the first round, they swept
yeah, but
LA.
he didn't do that in the last round in the finals where it mattered.
Yeah, you're right. But he was also playing Washington. Holtby.
Only one playoffs down there. It's just headed about this postseason. That's all. So far his stats: 923 save.
Who's that?
And 240 goals against Holtby. Cheers. Oh, was I listening to anything? Yeah. In 5 games against Carolina.
So we're all in agreement on Vegas winning, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The only series we haven't talked about yet is the one that Boston tied up today.
Yeah, let's go.
Going to a Game 7.
Let's go Boston.
Yeah. 100% Boston, just because.
I mean, Toronto's looking good, though. I will say that.
I was thinking Tampa Bay too in my head, and I heard you say Toronto.
I should have said
Toronto. Just because of Toronto's fans, I want Boston.
I think Toronto's doing really well, though. Like, they're definitely.
Oh, Toronto! Yeah, Matthews is fucking hot. Marner had
5 goals in 4 games.
Marner carried him through the first 3 games. Now Matthews is picking it up. Tavares, honestly, I haven't really seen much.
Anderson's not doing bad.
Well, then you got Pasternak trying to pass when he has a wide open net in front of him, so it's not all Anderson.
It happens. They still won. That's all that matters.
I wouldn't mind if Toronto beat Boston. I hate Boston, so.
Really?
I don't hate Boston.
I don't like Boston.
Tavares has 1 goal and 3 assists in 6 games.
The only reason why I would be the only thing that I'd be okay with Boston losing is because that city has had
That's what I'm saying. That's why I hate them.
So much good fortune in the past 10 years.
Yeah, New England.
Patriots, Celtics, Red Sox. They've had enough.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that, but as far as the hockey team goes, I have nothing.
I like their team.
Well,
I don't know. You guys even matched your pitch too.
That was
impressive.
I'm surprised that's the first time that's happened. Honestly,
that was perfectly at the same time.
When we're playing video games, that'll happen at least 4 times a night. We'd say the exact same thing, same pitch.
That's funny. That's the first time I've heard it.
Well, you don't play games with us anymore.
I don't do anything anymore, honestly.
Yeah,
this is it. This is what I do.
Your computer is held hostage now.
Yeah, I don't even have that.
Rescue your Xbox.
So you should be playing Xbox now.
That's also there?
Go get it. That's a lot easier to move than a whole computer.
It's not really that hard. I mean, actually, it's kind of hard to move. Beside the point.
That's true, I guess.
Let's get into some Rocket League.
I do still have my Xbox Live that I haven't used since the last time I played for it.
NHL. Oh, dude, 3s, dude.
He's not going to buy any.
I have NHL.
Not
the newest one.
No.
It can't be that expensive anymore.
It's actually
it's probably like a playoff sale.
I will say you could spend $5 on EA Access to play it for a month if you really wanted to. It's in the fucking vault thing or whatever it is. Anyways,
$5. There you go.
A month.
Let me get set up first.
Do you even have a...
we would dominate, though. It's fun.
It is actually fun. I do enjoy it. It has...
Because it'd just be the 3. You don't have to worry about computers anymore. You don't have to worry about stupid defensemen passing to you.
Oh, my God.
There has been some rejuvenation from it, for sure.
I could actually bring it up, and Jeff doesn't just shoot me down immediately.
It's true.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I prefer Rocket League every time, but when he says...
No. There are definitely times where I'm more in an NHL mood today.
I'd say that's once a month.
There's at least 2 times since we've had it.
2 times in the last 3 months. 2 months. But, Boston, Toronto, we want Boston. Yeah, I mean...
Jeff wants Toronto. Coons.
Coons
wants Toronto.
You speak for yourself.
I did.
Why? Whatever. I don't care. I mean, even if Toronto won, though, do you see them going? They've been playing well. I wouldn't surprise me.
What would be even funnier is if Toronto won.
Let's put it this way:
and Columbus beat them.
I was going to say, regardless, Boston, Toronto. Do you see Columbus being either of those teams? I would say before.
But no one saw Boston or
Columbus
beating Tampa Bay, so
same colors. Is that why you're confused? Then?
You have no fucking idea.
I agree. Yeah,
I mean,
before
I picked
Tampa
Boston
Bay
to go to the Stanley Cup Final, so I'd rather have Boston win.
Before Tampa Bay, you would have definitely said no way, but now it's they
now,
could be.
Now it's who knows? Yeah,
but I think
they have a very similar game. I think Columbus would rather face Toronto.
I don't think Boston has the mentality. Their mentality is not as fragile as Tampa Bay's either. They've won recently.
But I bet Toronto is.
Maybe. Maybe not as fragile.
Like I said,
maybe.
Columbus, Toronto and Tampa Bay are very similar.
They got talent.
But Tampa Bay is more talented.
Yeah.
That's the only difference. Tampa Bay has defense.
I mean, yeah. I don't know. I definitely would still favor Boston.
If Toronto wins, I pick Columbus in 5.
I wouldn't be surprised if Columbus beat either of them, but at the same time, I would definitely still favor Boston.
If Boston wins, I think I have Boston.
I would definitely not do like Boston 4, though. Yeah, I'd do like Boston like 6 or 7.
It's going to be a grueling series. I think Boston wins, though.
Like, okay, so Boston. Let's say Boston faces Columbus 7 games. Columbus faces Toronto. How many games? Not
5,
who wins.
like I said.
5.
I think Columbus wins in 5.
Washington versus Islanders. How many does that go?
Islanders are a wild card to me. I have no.
I think that goes 7.
I think Islanders is way
that
harder
goes 7.
to predict than Columbus.
I think it goes 7. Especially if Toronto wins. Because then they're still fighting for that tomorrow's matchup.
Yeah, you're right.
That'd be cool to see.
I don't know.
I don't think it'd be that cool, honestly.
know.
Islanders versus Toronto?
No, dude.
I would love it. I would love that.
I honestly think Toronto would destroy them. But maybe not. I mean, Lehner, and if they keep scoring 3-4 goals a game.
What about Columbus versus Colorado for the Cup? Duchene versus old team.
That would be my favorite
That would be
cup
your
of all.
favorite?
Can you imagine
Underdogs
how crazy
galore.
that, like the odds?
The other thing we haven't mentioned too.
That would be the 2 second wild card teams meeting in the Stanley Cup.
So yeah, speaking of that, like that we haven't mentioned. So Tampa Bay's knocked out. They were the number 1 seed. Calgary's knocked out. They were the number 1 seed. Before today, Boston was. Did he just run to the bathroom?
He had the walking farts.
Doing the podcast here, Jesus. I'm trying to keep going. But before Boston won today, Boston was down by 1 game.
Mm-hmm.
They're the higher seed. Vegas and San Jose. Vegas is ahead of them. I mean, they're tied, but Vegas is still ahead in the series.
Mm-hmm.
San Jose is the higher seed. Winnipeg, St. Louis. I want to say... Actually, I know Winnipeg was... I don't know.
Do you?
Actually.
I don't think you do know.
I thought I did. I'm double checking.
Yeah, look it up real quick.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Winnipeg was the higher seed, and they lost. What was the last matchup that Dallas versus Nashville. I think Nashville was the higher seed, yeah.
And they're all losing.
Dallas is beating them.
That's crazy.
Washington, higher seed, beating Carolina, though. Islanders, higher seed, beat Pittsburgh. And yeah, that's all. I mean, there's like 2 matchups where it's like the higher seed's actually winning or won. No, yeah. Which is Islanders and Washington. Everyone else is lower seed, either won or was winning or has won.
That's crazy.
I only say was winning because Boston's the only one that's recently changed.
Do you think that, this is kind of off topic, do you think that hurts or helps the NHL as a whole?
I think it helps 100%.
The top seeds getting knocked out and the lower teams?
Yep.
I don't know.
You don't think
so it's so different than any other league. Every other league, if you're especially the NBA, which is who they're directly up against.
Yeah.
If you're the higher seed, you're winning.
I mean,
but the
Golden
NHL
State lost
a game.
Yeah.
It was one of the worst comebacks or whatever you want to call it. Best comebacks, I guess.
Yeah. Our number 1 seed in the entire season lost to Columbus in 4 games. Got swept. Our history-making team
Got beat.
A history-making series. It happens. Oh.
I know personally I like it, but you don't think like that just means less people are watching?
No, I don't.
I mean, it all depends.
If anything, it makes
depends on
way less predictable. Like you have to
market.
watch now. Like you don't have to watch the NBA until the finals.
That's true.
You know who's gonna I'll even give them the conference finals.
I was gonna say like game 4,
but game 4 of the finals.
Watch Golden State.
Like you don't have to watch it. You know who's gonna win. You know who's gonna be there at the end.
That's true. Yeah,
I mean, the Eastern NBA is a little more up in the air now.
I couldn't even tell you honestly. I
me
stopped
neither.
watching.
I mean, I'm just guessing because LeBron's in the West and
I don't watch the NBA anymore.
Oh yeah, no, I don't either.
All I know is Milwaukee's great, and
I think
Golden
Boston's
State.
doing well.
Like,
Yeah,
even if the
Boston.
Bulls were good, I don't think I would watch.
Me neither. I'm just not interested. I don't know.
It's just not fun anymore.
might
Would you
watch a
watch
quarter.
if D Rose is back on Chicago?
Yeah, 100%. Yes.
Well, D Rose 100%. Like D Rose.
Yeah.
No, D Rose now.
I don't think I would.
I'd watch that. Hell yeah. D Rose's first game back with Chicago
Oh
Bulls.
yeah, I'd watch like.
Oh, I meant like the
that.
whole, not just the first game.
I'd watch more often. Yes, I would watch a couple games.
You'd watch 5.
I'll say I'm more now. I'm more of a D Rose fan than a Bulls fan.
Is he in
Yeah,
Minnesota
I
still?
agree with that.
He's a free agent.
Is he?
But yeah, he was with Minnesota for the season.
Yeah. I don't have any more playoff talk.
Until the until the Bulls fire Garpax,
Ugh.
I'm not watching.
How crazy would it be if like the Bulls? I mean, I don't know what their chance of being a top 3 pick are. I think they're like technically are like a 4 or 5 in that range, but
Probably worse or probably better than the Hawks getting a top 3 pick.
oh yeah, oh more likely or less likely?
More likely.
Oh yeah, I know that, but I'm just saying like how crazy would it be like if they jump into the top 3 in the hot like same year?
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
I mean, I'd say if the Bulls got what's his face, Zion or whatever,
Zion
I
Williamson.
might watch a game just to see if he's that amazing, even though he's supposed to be.
I don't know. I don't like.
That's
Zion.
about it. I'd probably watch 1 or 2 games. His first game and then.
Are you up on college basketball at all?
Not
how
much,
good
no.
Zion is?
Normally I pay attention to March Madness, but not this year.
Yeah, I filled out a bracket and it was
Do you ever
busted
see
day
March
one, so
Madness doing a second round fix it bracket?
Oh, shit.
Take notes, NHL. Jesus, even college basketball does better than you. God. I don't think I had. Oh, I have one other thing still.
Yeah, the only other thing I had was Steve Yzerman.
Going away from playoff talk because I have no idea where we left off.
Yeah, no. We were talking about basketball.
I know.
Steve Yzerman signed back with Detroit.
Which is what was expected.
Why though? Why?
That's where he's. I mean,
Why?
I don't know if it's where he's from, but he lives there. I'm
Why?
pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure he's Canadian, bro.
Okay, but he lives in Detroit. I think
I think he lives in Detroit too.
he likes it there. That's where he lives.
But they're so bad. They're so bad.
Yeah, exactly. They'll fix him. They're like working towards that upturn though.
But he's taking over the GM.
He's
and
taking,
Ken
like-
Holland got promoted.
He's
air
taking
quotes,
control at the right time.
right when they're
Turning
gonna
the
turn it
corner a
around.
little bit, yeah. Where they're not going to be the worst team in the league, hopefully, and they have a top 6 pick. I don't know what pick they have. Can't remember.
They got number 5. No,
Uh,
number 6.
I think they had
got
6
number
last
6.
year, didn't they?
Pretty sure they got number 6.
'Cause I think they drafted Zadina.
4 is
6
Colorado,
overall.
5 is LA, 6 would be Detroit.
That sounds right. So sits 2 years in a row, huh? But the one thing I wanted to mention, just to get a little Blackhawks talk in there. Actually, 2 things now that I think about it. 2 Blackhawks related things. Yeah, that was right. Which one
I did
first?
have some
Which
other
one's
stuff,
first?
but I totally forgot about it. It was playoff related though.
Oh, well, there's no going back. You missed your chance. Ian Mitchell has announced that he is playing his junior year in college. He's not gonna
Oh yeah, I heard
play
that.
for the Hawks next year, or sign a contract with them, I guess, or whatever.
Yep.
Which his reasoning was like he doesn't feel like he's ready yet, and he wants to develop more. Which is like, yeah, that sounds about right. Well, unfortunate. It would have been nice to see him compete at least for a spot, but
Yeah, I
it
could
made
have seen
sense.
him getting close.
The scary part is though, what if he stays for his senior year and then the Hawks lose the rights to?
Oh, they'd lose to rights.
I don't know exactly how it works, but the article I read mentioned
Maybe
it
it's
for
after
sure.
his senior year if he doesn't.
They
sign
have like
after
a
that.
couple days or something. It's happened before with them. Like,
Well, yeah,
was it both
fucking-
Hayes?
No, it was just the one Hayes.
Was it just the
Kevin
one?
Hayes, I think.
What the good one?
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a scary thing that could happen, which would suck. He's one of their. I mean, he's one of the top 4
Yeah, it's not that because
suck.
they have so many. But it always hurts to lose
you don't wanna lose them for nothing,
defensive
especially.
prospect when defense is your weakest position.
Yeah. So I mean, like I liked what he said and everything. Like that he sounds smart and he sounds like he wants to.
As
be
long
better.
as the Hawks are like talking to him
yeah.
and communicating with him and on board with
Exactly.
it and like
and he's not
supporting him and
Mhm.
not pushing him.
Yeah, they definitely want to be on his side. But the other thing I saw, I don't remember the name. Apparently, a couple teams were in on a hockey player in Sweden. I have to look it up, aren't I?
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
No, you haven't seen this? I mean, I didn't think it was huge, but
I will do want to mention real quick.
no.
Cale Makar, stud.
It
He made his NHL debut with Colorado, defenseman.
This is playoff talk. I said you
Fucking
go back.
stud.
He just went back to what I said.
Like you should watch.
I've seen stuff. Yeah.
Did you watch the games he played though?
I didn't watch all of the game, but yeah, I've seen him play.
Fucking like
Yeah, he's a good player.
to be a rookie like that, and you're starting in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Like, as a defenseman, he was great.
Anyways, Blackhawks are negotiating a contract with Swedish free agent Anton Weiden. He's a 26-year-old winger who scored 14 goals and 27 points in. It was in like 30 games or something. Yeah, 32. But I guess the Avalanche and Maple Leafs, the Hawks, and Arizona, and maybe a couple other teams were expressing interest in him. And he's narrowed his list down to Arizona and the Hawks. So I don't know if he's actually like any good, but
I would think he'd want to go to
Maybe.
the Avalanche. If I had to pick of all those teams, I think I'd go to the Avalanche.
A forward too. Who,
Yeah.
Like, I mean, unless he really is like, oh, I want to play on the top line, but yeah, I would think you want to go to the Avalanche, maybe to some second line minutes and with Rantanen or
Rantanen,
whatever.
yeah.
But I mean, the Hawks should have. I don't know actually. The Hawks forward core is very weird. There should be a lot of space, but there's really not. It's kind of awkward up there.
Well, Kunitz won't be here, right? Kunitz is
Yeah, but that doesn't. I'm saying top six. Like, I don't know if he's that good, but
and Hayden, honestly, I don't think they have any use for Hayden anymore.
they don't use him. So I mean, I don't know why you'd keep him.
If you could trade fucking I forgot his name. What's his name, Jeff?
Hotspur?
Nashville
Oh,
for a first last season.
Hartman.
Hartman. That's why, because it's so close to Hayden, I couldn't think of it. If you could trade Hartman, like Hartman he played the same role as Hayden, but he had way more skill.
Smaller, but yeah.
If you could trade a Hartman, you don't need a Hayden then.
Yeah, but I don't think you need Hartman either.
He would have looked good on that first line this season.
Maybe. You got to Jula, right?
Is Kajula signed another year? I thought his contract might
I
be
thought I
up
was
after
done
this season.
doodling stuff.
Nope.
You lied.
We got. Oh no, I think he is. I think it's Perlini and Strome are both
1.5.
up.
No, not Bulls. Just one of them's up.
No, they're both up.
Nope.
Perlini and Strome are both up,
Just one of
guaranteed.
them. Oh, yeah, that's not how you spell Strom. It's only Perlini. Told you.
Strome? No, you're wrong.
I'm looking right here. Look, you didn't even look at the mirror.
I didn't think you were. I thought you were just lying. I didn't think you were.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. I'm not lying. Look at it.
Strome has another year.
Yeah, it's just Perlini. I knew. It's been brought up before. One of them was due at the end of this year. The other one was due at the end of next year.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah. The other thing I saw too was
That could be bad though. That could be really bad.
If he has another really good year.
I really wish he was up this year, honestly.
just extend him.
Yeah, good luck.
I mean, he said he wants to play the rest of his career in Chicago.
He did say that, so
So
$4 million
at 20,
at 8 years.
at 22 years old,
8 years,
signed
$4
a
million.
15-year contract.
A 15-year contract.
That's still legal, right?
No.
But the other thing I saw, Bodkus and
Boquist.
Edsel, I want to say.
Yeah.
They were facing each other in the...
I heard Boquist had a good series.
Yeah, they both did, but Edsel's team won.
Oh, really?
But yeah, both of them were doing well. Yeah. I mean, that's really it. It's not like I watched any of it, but I've been reading that Bodkus did really well, and Edsel's helping his team.
Hawks have a bright future. Like
it's just tricky with.
It's weird. There's no way to tell how long it's gonna take with the no movements, and it seems like all their young kids are
still need
too
a year
young.
or two.
But
yeah,
give it. I mean, next year they might make the playoffs, but I don't see them going far in the playoffs. But look at this year and be fucking be hopeful, because Columbus beat Tampa Bay and Colorado beat Calgary. So be hopeful. All you gotta do is make the playoffs.
Yeah,
and you can do shit.
So true.
Does Yoti Haru stay with the team for all 82 games next year?
He fucking better. He better. He does not deserve to be down in Rockford.
It was disappointing he went down this year.
But where's the room for him still? You have Gustafson for sure, Keith, Seabrook, Murphy. Thank you. I'm pretty sure Forsling signed for next year. I'm pretty sure.
Two that are up are Forsling and Cuckoo.
Oh, Forsling's up? And Cuckoo?
My bad. Totor.
I like Cuckoo, though. I'd give up Forsling over Cuckoo.
Yeah. I haven't liked
and then you have
Forsling.
Yoki Haru.
They're high on Forsling, I think, though. They really like him.
I'd give up on him.
You can get Tote for another $1 for a year or something.
Yeah,
you can get him for
Cuckoo
cheap.
for
You probably
$1
get him
million,
under $1 million, honestly. He signed $865. Yeah, and then Jesus, come on. It's a Dahlstrom for a few. So you got
I'll wait because I had to open up the entire case.
Keith, Seabrook, Murphy, Gustafson for sure. That's no arguing. And yeah, I mean, Forsling's only 22 though. At the same time, he still is. I don't know. It's tough. Maybe he signs a 2-way deal and you just keep him in the minors for a year or two. I don't know.
I honestly feel like you have to trade Gustafson in the offseason.
Right? It looks that way. It really does.
It might set us back a little bit, but
they won't do it. No way.
Unless you could find someone to take Keith, because you're not finding anyone to take Seabrook.
Florida.
Don't even fucking
shut up.
Florida's doing it.
I was gonna say, don't even fucking say Florida.
Who invited you here?
Florida's not taking fucking
Keith?
Seabrook.
Do the podcast in
No, they'll take Keith.
That's what I'm saying, Keith.
I could see Florida taking Keith, but no, definitely not Seabrook.
Seabrook's in Chicago forever. There's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I really
So do you
got.
still think Yoti Haru? Is there room? You
He
have
should
to
have been on
make
the
room.
team this season. So
You
I
have
don't
to
know.
make room.
I don't know. It's hard to tell because he should have been on the team this season.
What happens is you re-sign Forsling, and then before the season starts, you just put him in the minors. That way he doesn't have to go through waivers, and you keep him down there if he's on a one-way contract. You keep him down there literally the entire, no matter who gets injured, you don't bring his ass up. Because you don't want to send him through waivers. You take the chance with Coach maybe, but I mean, you gotta. You
it's
have
something
to bring him.
keep an eye on. That's all you can really say.
That's all I got, honestly.
Yeah, I'm pretty capped out.
I'm not doing positives. We're not. We haven't. We're cold stretch for positives. That is
Positives.
really been throwing them
Boston
together.
didn't lose yet.
Yeah, and Vegas is.
Positives. I didn't pick Tampa Bay to win my bracket.
Negative.
Vegas is still tied 1-1 with 7 minutes left.
Oh, come on, Vegas.
Positive. Vegas might beat San Jose tonight.
Might knock San Jose out tonight.
I might get one right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Which is really weird that you didn't pick San Jose.
I know.
Yeah, I 100% thought you'd
Oh,
pick
it was
San
so
Jose.
hard. It was so hard not to pick
That
San
was the
Jose.
You
easiest
said that was the
matchup.
hardest.
Yeah, that was my
matchup for
hardest
you.
one to pick.
I-
It was like who I know is going to win and who I want
I
to
picked
win.
Vegas in 4.
Yeah. I put them in 5. Me and you both instantly said like, "Oh, that was the easiest matchup of this
Yeah.
entire bracket."
Oh my God,
And
no
we're
way.
both like 4 or 5. Like,
The one
yeah.
I didn't think about, Tampa Bay, is obviously,
You suck.
yeah, my whole brag. I don't want to talk about brackets
Negative.
anymore.
Toronto might advance.
I'm okay with
That
it.
makes me sad. And another negative.
Coons keeps talking.
St. Louis won.
Oh.
Ugh.
Oh.
Positive. They won't win anymore.
They might win one more. They might win one more.
Please don't.
They might
I
win.
don't want to hear about that shit anymore.
I mean, Nashville's probably out, so you at least you got that. I said probably. I mean, they're not yet, but maybe.
Hopefully.
All right, that does it for this one. Follow us on Twitter at Socially Hawkward, no A in the ward, and on Instagram, Socially Hawkward19. Most active on Twitter. No, not Twitter. Why'd I say that? Most active on Instagram.
Yeah, definitely most active on Instagram.
I'm officially done mentioning Facebook.
Oh yeah, Facebook's a lost cause.
I'm just over it. I mean, Facebook will be dead in a few years anyways, right?
Yeah, Facebook's ending.
Yeah, Twitter and Instagram. They
We're
own
hip.
Instagram anyways, don't they?
Yeah.
So there you go. No need for it. Yeah, we'll be here next week. Bye.